When did karma hit someone instantly? I never believed in karma until I watched it happen in less than 30 seconds. This happened when I was 19. I had just started my freshman year at the University of Texas in Austin. One afternoon after class, I stopped at a busy Starbucks just off campus. The place was packed. Every table was taken. People were studying, working on laptops, or waiting for their drinks. That's when an older man walked in. He had gray hair, worn out sneakers, and a faded army jacket. He quietly ordered a small black coffee and sat alone in the corner. Nobody paid much attention to him. A few minutes later, a guy named Brandon walked in. Everyone on campus knew Brandon. He was rich, captain of the lacrosse team, thousands of followers on Instagram, the kind of guy who thought the whole world revolved around him. As he walked past the older man, he accidentally bumped into his table. The man's coffee spilled all over his jacket. It was clearly an accident. The older man immediately stood up and apologized. "I'm so sorry, let me pay for the cleaning." But Brandon just laughed, loud enough for the entire cafe to hear. He looked at his friends and said, "This is why people like him shouldn't be out in public." The whole cafe went silent. The older man kept apologizing. Brandon wasn't finished. He grabbed the old man's coffee cup, walked to the trash can, and threw it away. Then he pulled a $20 bill from his wallet, dropped it on the floor, and said, "Here, buy yourself another one." Nobody moved. Nobody said a word. The older man simply picked up his jacket, looked Brandon in the eyes, and quietly replied, "I hope life teaches you kindness before it's too late." Then he walked out. Brandon laughed even harder. He turned to his friends and said, "What a loser." Not even 20 seconds later, his phone started ringing. He answered with a smile. Within seconds, the smile disappeared. He kept saying, "What do you mean? No, that's impossible." Then he slowly sat down. His face had gone completely pale. After hanging up, he buried his head in his hands. One of his friends asked, "Dude, what happened?" Brandon didn't answer right away. Finally, he whispered, "My dad's company just got raided by the FBI." Apparently, his father had been under investigation for months for financial fraud. Every bank account connected to the business had been frozen. Their house was being searched. The news was already on TV. Within days, Brandon lost his luxury apartment. His sports car was repossessed. His scholarship disappeared after the scandal made national headlines. People who used to follow him around campus suddenly acted like they didn't know him. A week later, I saw him sitting alone on a bench outside the library. No expensive clothes, no crowd of friends, just him. Then something happened that I'll never forget. The same older man walked past. He recognized Brandon immediately. I expected him to ignore him, or maybe even smile. Instead, he stopped, reached into a paper bag, pulled out a fresh cup of coffee, and handed it to Brandon. Brandon looked up, embarrassed. I'm sorry for what I said." The older man smiled. "I know." Then he sat beside him for almost an hour, just talking, no anger, no revenge, nothing. That's when I realized something. Karma isn't always about watching someone fall. Sometimes, it's giving them the chance to become a better person after they do. Last month, I ran into Brandon again. He's still in Austin. He volunteers every Saturday at a veterans shelter, and every single week, he buys coffee for everyone there. Sometimes the fastest karma is the lesson you never saw coming.